Well, well, well. How is everyone doing? These are some unexpected conditions for qualifying here today. You've just joined us after our epic intro, and we've got AM qualifying just 2 minutes into it already. Here we're watching Reece Dow in the Togo Racing Esports Aston Martin, as we call the Golf Aston Martin. But it's a pretty wet session at the moment, so this will be very interesting to say the least, I think. Welcome in to everyone in the chat. Barbecue Possum, Luke, welcome in. Kazka, Conrad, have a good one. Yeah, well, let's hope the start and race will be clean. Well, yes. It'll be a little bit difficult if it's this weather for the start, but we can go. Kieran Macy saying it's wet. Goodbye to the 107 rule. Yeah, definitely. Togo Motorsport, hey Hayden, saying he likes this wet rain. Well, isn't all rain wet? I don't know. But yeah, Hayden is a lover of the wet, so this will be definitely pretty fun. But we have got the AMs out on track at the moment, which will certainly be interesting. Let us know who you're supporting out there tonight, and try and get them on stream a bit. Evening Mank in the chat. As we watch Reece Dow start his first flying lap here tonight at the Hungaroring. Luke in the chat saying it's moist. Yeah, very moist. I mean, this is pretty wet. And it looks like it's going to dry up in about 30 minutes time. So that's interesting, at least. We'll see how it goes. So tonight we've got quite a few AMs actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 AMs, which is pretty big actually. So welcome into all the AMs. Hope you're doing well. Welcome into everyone actually. 31 people in at the server at the moment, and a big moment there for Reece as he tries to get past Cedric Briand. Coming through the chicane. Through the sweepers at the back of the circuit. It's going to be really important for these guys to get their laps in, just to get a solid foundation in. I mean, you know, people aren't going to be wet weather heroes sometimes, and that's absolutely fair. The AMs are probably not the best people to prove this either. But there is definitely some AMs, for example, Jack Wetke, Reece Dow, Kevin Pikiri, Bart Decoa, Guilherme Goncalves, who definitely should be up there with some pretty decent laps in this weather conditions. As Reece comes through the final corner now, Romantic's already gone through with a 57.8 in the 420 Aston Martin. As Reece is going to come down the main straight here, he goes second, just 2 tenths up, 2 tenths behind Romantic. So not too shabby for those two. We'll see what the times are doing as they come through. But how is everyone doing? I hope you're all doing well. We've got a cracking grid on tonight, so there's surely going to be some exciting racing for you guys to watch on this Sunday evening. But Decor comes in 4 tenths slower than Mikael Romantic in another Aston, so Aston's pretty good here at the Hungaroring. Romantic 4 tenths up on his lap time at the moment, coming through up to the chicane in this Aston Martin Red Bull livery. Gained quite a bit of time through that chicane as well. Currently about a second up on his time, but Reece Dow, Guilherme Goncalves up with a 57.1, so he's 7 tenths clear off Romantic at the moment. But Romantic is improving as we speak, and will definitely go up the time charts with this lap if he can get it done. Coming through the final penultimate corner, and through the final corner, goes a little bit wide there. Not really the optimal line, but he's about 1.6 seconds up on his time at the moment, so this is going to be a really good improvement for Romantic. He improves up to a 56.1, so he's 9 tenths clear from Goncalves at the moment as Reese comes through the final corner, 2.7 seconds up on his time. He's going to take pole with a 55.3, incredible lap time there from Reese Aindow. Goncalves improving as we speak as well. Let's see, Bart Decoa coming through the final corner now. He's gone very, very wide there. A bit of an incident there. It doesn't improve his time. Number 19, Jack Watke will be coming next on over the line. Bit of a wide corner in the penultimate corner. And another wide one at the final corner. Onto the main straight. Currently leading the championship is Jack. He'll have to serve a stop and go penalty though. He goes 6 tenths behind Reese with a 56.0. Who's next? Number 58, Kevin Picari, followed by Guilherme Goncalves just behind. So Kevin doesn't improve. Guilherme goes up to pole, 55.0. Taylor McKay. So you've still got Cedric Brian and Milan Marton to set lap times. Marton is Hungarian. Jesus. He is Hungarian, so home race. Cairo in the chat saying stopping wet. Glad I didn't even bother with ACC. Well, fair, but you know, should have still raced. As Jack does go up to 4th. Reese has also taken pole again with a 54.3. What a good lap from there. And look into the next 30 minutes of rain. It does look like it is going to rain the whole qualifying. So, yeah. Jack goes up to 2nd, just a 10.5 behind Reese. So this is going to be really, really exciting at the end to see what the guys can do. Guilherme Goncalves is improving by about 3 tenths here. He does, stays in 3rd. Taylor McKay starting another lap. Very, very wide there for Cedric Brian. As we do have a yellow flag in the final sector, Milan Marton. Bart Decoa is on a charge here as well. About a second up on his time at the moment. Improving once again as well. 1.6 seconds here for Bart Decoa, could be even more by the time he crosses the line. 1.7. Cedric Brian does improve just a bit. 1.8 seconds here for Bart Decoa. He's going to improve himself from 7th to 6th. Bad job from him. So we've got 3 minutes left of this qualifying session for the AMs to go. Going to improve once again though, because he's even more up on his time now. Oh, big shuffle there for him, going over the curb. Oh, that's going to be invalid, and into the wall does Bart Decoa. So Brian improving through the chicane. Big slide there for him as well. .2 seconds up on his time now. Coming through to the penultimate corner. Through to the final corner, onto the main straight, about to set his lap time very soon. He'll come across the lap now, and he'll improve but not position. Reese and Jack Werke also improving, so Jack Werke improving by about 8 tenths at the moment into the penultimate corner. Currently leading the championship in AM class. Let's see what he can do. And he'll come across the line, beating Reese by about 8 tenths there, 53.5. Really good time there from him. But Reese is improving by about 8 tenths as we speak, which will again put him back up into pole contention, as long as he doesn't get this Ferrari in front impeding him. Luke in the chat saying, come on, drive the track up already, get the ambulances going around. Well, yeah, you'll need to get them around at this point if you wanted them to be dry for your qualifying, Luke. But this is certainly going to be very interesting, as Reese is going to be taking pole once again in just a few seconds' time. 1.2 seconds up on his time at the moment, which will put him about 4 tenths clear of Jack Werke as it stands. But Jack Werke will improve once again. We'll see how far Reese can improve now. He'll go and take pole by 5 tenths, so half a second is what Jack needs to do, and I don't think he's going to be able to. This is going to be the last chance for Jack. He might not have enough for it. He's going to need to get it all. This is going to be so tight for Jack Werke and Reese Aindow. He takes it by 1/100th of a second on the final chance for Jack Werke. What an incredible lap there from Jack. To take it by just 0.012 is absolutely insane. As we have Silver Quali out on track. But look at this, all of these guys just trying to get track position so early. Probably going to be impossible for them to do it. So we've got the guys starting their laps now. Oh, hold on. Sorry about that. As we've got people starting their push laps. Kieran Macy's the first one out. So we'll have a watch of him in the Formula GT Racing League Porsche 992 GT3. Hayden stopped in the final sector. Oh, he's going again. He's RTG'd, I think. Or lost something. Oh. Yeah, for you starters there, it's a bit strange. Not sure what they're about. Oh, Kieran into the wall. Oh no, Kieran. Ethan Davies now going to be the first one to get a lap in then. He'll come across the line in just a second. And he'll go right to the top of 52.2. Matt Picorni P4. Barry Hagen P4 now. Martin Varga P2. Very, very close to Ethan Davies there. Gabriel Schmidt goes through. Conrad goes third. So currently, oh, hello, I think game's frozen. No, there we go. Currently a Toga Academy 1, 2, 3. Still got a couple of people going on their laps, getting their times in, but as you can see on the weather radar at the top right, 10 minutes it looks like it's just going to go back to cloudy, and then 30 minutes is going to be more rain. So there could be rain for the rest of the qualifying session. There could also not be rain for the rest of the qualifying session. But Ethan Davies is improving once again on this second push lap of his qualifying session. And taking pole at the moment, and he's going to extend his pole by maybe even more than half a second here. 5 tenths at the moment, nearly 6 tenths. 6 tenths is going to be over the line. He's going to do a 51.6. What an incredible lap time there for Ethan Davies. Matt Picorni improves once again ahead of the AMs. Martinez improves up to 10th, just ahead of most of the AMs, apart from Reese and Jack. Moreno out on his own at the moment. Let's see where people are on their tracks. Conrad coming around the final corner now. He's going to start another lap, I think he will. He does. Ah, stopped raining. This is interesting. So the rain has stopped, but the track is still very much wet. The Silvers now will have only 8 minutes of running to go before they need to come and finish their lap times. Their lap, sorry. Before the pros go out. So I don't think the track will dry up enough in this time. Which will certainly be very, very, very interesting. Ethan Davies once again improving on his lap time again. Kieran Macy goes third, 7 tenths behind Ethan. But Ethan improving by about 4 or 5 tenths here this lap. He's going to put him to a 51.2. Martin Varga though improving by 1.2 seconds as we speak. So could Martin get this pole here? Barry Hagen goes second, 5 tenths from Ethan. 1.3 seconds it's going to be here across the line as Martin comes through. Does take pole, 50.9. Well done, Martin. But really, really tight here. Conrad coming through the final couple of corners. He's improving by about a second here, so this will be really decent for him. Eight tenths improves up to 4th there. Kudesov currently doing very well in the championship, doesn't improve his position, still in 11th. Reinhardt coming through to the final 2 corners here now, currently in 13th place overall. Hayden Sweet still the only silver to not set a lap yet, so we're waiting on Hayden's lap, but Reinhardt improving by about a second here. He'll improve to 7th position, which is pretty good for him. Matt Pagani on the improvisation, on the upgrade as well. About 8 tenths at the moment, coming into the final sector of the circuit here at Hungaroring. To the final corner, 9 tenths, nearly his second here, so he'll definitely improve his position. 8th at the moment, he'll come across the line and improve his position up to 4th. What a good job there from him. Gabriel Schmidt coming through the final 2 corners here now as well. 2 seconds up on his time, so this is going to be close to coming up to pole. Josh Wood goes up to 3rd, demotes Barry Hagen to 4th. Gabriel up to 3rd, so Barry now to 5th, Josh up to 4th. Hayden Sweet coming across the line now. Let's see if this is going to be a good lap from him. No, he's just starting one. Okay, this is his first push lap. We'll see what he can do now. Track still wet. Rain in 10. So, as it speaks, Martin Varga 8 tenths clear of Ethan Davies. Gabriel Schmidt, Conrad improves up to 4th. Josh Wood, Barry Hagen, Matt Pagani, Kieran Macy, Leandro Reinho. And then we get our first AM, Jack Wetke, and then Reese Aindout. 12th, Aguedo Martinez, one of our silvers, followed by Kudesov and Doucette. So Hayden currently on his lap. Will that be it for Hayden? No, I don't think so. He's still going. He has got 3:29 behind him, which is Matt Pagani. Toga Esports getting hustled on by Toga Academy. But really awesome things to see. Martin Varga still on top and improving. Once again, he will by 4 tenths this time. So these conditions are going to be really, really good for these silvers, sorry, but then still on wet tyres. Big slide there from Martin on the final corner. Does lose quite a bit of his gained time there, but he does improve. Second, well, now 7 tenths up Gabriel Schmidt. Ethan Davies goes 3 tenths up to Martin. So times are coming in thick and fast now. Hayden Sweet comes across the line. He goes up to 9th. What a good job from Hayden there. Just a couple more minutes left of this silver session to go. Barry Hagen improves up to 4th. So all of our silvers from 1st to 10th, 13th to 15th. Let us know who you're rooting for in this. That'd be pretty interesting to know. Still a wet track, so these guys aren't going to be on the dry tyres yet. I would hope so, that they're not on the dry tyres. But who is improving? Hayden Sweet is improving quite a bit here as well, so he should gain a position or two out of this. I apologise. Barry Hagen will improve as well. We'll hop onto him just after we finish with Hayden here. He's currently 2/10 up on his time. See if he can get anything else out of this session. He's got a minute and a half, so full push for Hayden here. He does improve up to 9th. Really good from him. Matt Picorni does improve as well, but Barry Hagen improves. Lots of improvements coming on here tonight. Dennis Doucette does also improve, so currently only 1 silver behind the AMS at the moment, which is Kudesov in the Audi. Conrad improves up to 3rd, incredible from him. Martinez up to 9th. Demotes Hayden just down again. 50 seconds left of this qualifying session for all the silvers. Martin Varga improving once again. He's got 3/10 gap from him to Ethan Davies. Kudesov will improve, and he'll improve ahead of the AMS, which is a good sign for him. He's in a championship fight with Barry Hagen and Martin Varga. Barry currently leading the silvers. But Kudesov will improve. He'll improve up to 12th here tonight. As that's the final laps for them. Who just started a lap? That was Ethan, I think. So Ethan should be the last silver to complete a lap from all of us. But Martin Varga coming across the line by 5/10 improves. 49.6, incredible job from him. 2.26. Josh Wood improves as well. Next up we've got Barry Hagen, who will improve in the Bentley, the gorgeous Bentley. He'll improve up to 3rd. What a good job from him there. Dennis Doucette going to improve as well as we come across the line. 4/10 at the moment. He'll improve from 13th. Oh, he'll abandon it at the end. But number 92, Martinez, coming across the line. Don't think he'll improve, so. Gabriel Schmidt, though. Doesn't improve. Ethan Davies is now the Kudesov and then Ethan Davies. He's going to abandon it there, but Ethan Davies will finish his, sorry. He won't improve position, but he'll improve his time Only 5 tenths behind Martin Varga, who takes another pole here tonight for the silver class. So we've got the pros on track now. Paul Sadlowski on track. Will be the first of the pros to set a lap time. Conrad in the chat saying, I'm pretty satisfied with this position. You are in P5, so yeah, really good job from you, Conrad. Hope you can make something good out of the race. We've got a pretty even split of classes actually tonight. So we've currently got 13 silvers, 9 AMs, and 10 pros. Sorry, 14 silvers, 9 AMs, 10 pros. So pretty good split. Kieran Macy saying, let's go P3. You're not P3, mate. You're P4, unfortunately. Seems like you were pipped at the last moment. Corviello looks like he's had an incident and has returned to the garage pretty soon. Kieran saying, I was P3, Barry bit me, the evil man. He's not evil, he's lovely. You're just skillish, Kieran. Come on now. We all know how it is. Currently damp track. So we'll see what these times can do. Paul Sadlowski goes P2 overall. Callum Jones goes P4 overall. Townsend P5 overall. Hunter Davis P4 now. Donkerwalk P12. Bjorkman P13. Cyril Vallette going to be the next car to cross the line. He'll go up to P3. Luke Wilson P4. Mo Plate coming across the line now. P16 from him. So Paul Sadlowski still on top in pros, but behind the silvers at the moment by only 900ths of a second at the moment. So really, really tight between the silvers and the pro. Well, Martin should definitely be in pro. He definitely will be pro next season. But unfortunately, I think it's a bit of a late call to make to switch him up to pro this late in the season, especially as he's had a few unfortunate races. I think he's kept him in the battle with Barry and Kudasov and any of the silvers, Ethan Davies. Martin's time was very impressive. Yes, Conrad, it was. But at the moment, a lot of the silvers putting their fingers in the pro times at the moment. 13 and 14 did the same time, did they? Oh yes, they did. Gabriel Schmidt and Donkerwalk. Sadlowski going to come across the line now. He's not going to be able to improve, as it has just started raining once again. So gone from damp to wet again. So I doubt there's going to be many improvements here for many of these guys. I'll keep an eye on the timing screens though. It Wilson might improve. Bjorkman improves up to 5th. Luke Wilson going to improve to 3rd here. Mo Plate going to also improve. Will improve from 16th to 10th, so taking majority of the silvers. Gilherm saying Martin will keep pole. It's raining even more now. Yeah, I think so. I think Martin will have the overall pole this time around. Don't know how I feel about that. I mean, congratulations to Martin, but it's a great job. Everyone in the chat on Discord saying that Martin is frauding the system. But yeah, unfortunately, that's how the weather do be sometimes. Rocco Coviello still to set a time, but we'll see if that is possible. Callum Jones coming through the final few corners now. Gilham saying it is what it is. Yeah, exactly. It is. That's literally all it is. Yeah, it is what it is. The weather said, nope, you're going to have some rain. So there was rain. Callum's not going to be able to improve this time around. Neither is Hunter Davis. Robert Bjorkman improving slightly possibly here. Not enough to take a position. Don Kowalt doesn't improve either. Luke Wilson not improving. Cyril not improving. Neither is Emo Plate. Currently Luke leading the Pro Championship over Callum Jones after Callum's unfortunate turn off events last weekend at Paul Ricard, as we saw him just cut the chicane there. Let us know who you're rooting for in this race. What you think is going to happen? Is there going to be a red flag or not? That'll be all very interesting to know, as it has got really, really wet in this final 6-7 minutes of the race. Oh, sorry, of the qualifying. Apologies. Esports line, yeah. Esports line through the chicane. Making sure to cool down the... If it's going to be all this weather, there will 100% be a red flag, says Conrad in the chat. Yeah, I don't think you're wrong. I think there could possibly be a pretty sticky situation. Callum abandons lap. Who is on a lap? Coviello improving. Looks like everyone's come into the pits for this end of qualifying, so not many people going to be improving this time around. 3 minutes to go. One second, boys and girls. Well, 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 this is going to be very interesting. Got some dry conditions for the race, so the rain was all for nothing, just a wet qualifying. Martin Varga has got 10 seconds as BWP penalties for this race as well, so he'll have to serve that during his pit stop, but he starts from pole overall as well as in silver, so this is going to be really interesting for him to see what he can do in this race. Kieran Macy with a drive-through, Konrad Wasowicz with 15 seconds, Stein Donkerwalk with 10 seconds, Coviello with 10 seconds, Jack Wetke with the stop-go 30 from last weekend, Bart DeCorwa 10 seconds, Cedric Brian 10 seconds, and Finley O'Reilly 10 seconds. So lots of penalties for people to serve during this race. And we'll see how it goes for the 5th round of the championship. We are officially more than halfway into the championship, and look at that sun. That is absolutely beautiful, hey? Martin Varga leading the pack away on the formation lap here tonight at the Hungaroring, his home track, taking home pole. Congratulations, Martin. Insane stuff from you tonight, and it's great, but we'll see how it goes in the race and see how he deals with his penalty. Hello to Ethan Poulsen in the chat, as well as Isidore. Glad you can join us. But Martin Varga is going to be a man on a mission for the start of this race. 20% off. How many have we got? We've got 33. So we'll need 6 cars for a red flag tonight if we have it. Remember, go like, subscribe, comment, let us know who you're supporting in this race. We'd love to hear all of your guys' your comments, so let us know who it is. Dexter in the chat saying hi, like trains. Well, we know you do. You like a lot of things. Mid-Martin, yeah, definitely Mid-Martin. Middest of the Martins. But you're in the middle of a 6-hour Nords race, so you better be glad I'm here as well. Why the heck are you doing a Nords race? I do not. Why? Just why do that to yourself, man? There's no point. But as we come through the final penultimate corner and final corner here at Hungaroring, 33 cars heading to the line in just a moment time, with Middest of the Martins on the pole. Let's see how this goes. Will there be chaos into turn 1? Will there be a red flag? As we are going to go green any moment now. And we are green. Martin with an amazing start there. Look at this. Cyril nearly 3-4 wide into turn 1. 3 wide into turn 1. Are we going to go bowling? Cyril on the outside there of Luke Wilson. Goes past. Still 3 wide there. Oh, it looks like someone's been tapped around at the back. Is that Hayden Sweet who's been tapped around at the back? Martin Varga, though, leading out in front. Everyone jostling for positions here in the first part of the lap. Hayden's got going again. And a big moment there for, was that Josh Wood? I'm not too sure, but Kudesov also having some issues there. Martin in strife as well. Paul Sadlowski getting challenged here by Robert Bjorkman, as we've got Ethan Davies and Callum Jones side by side into the chicane, and Callum goes through. You're basically the only one not liking Nords. I mean, I like Nords, I just don't enjoy racing it. So there we go. Still everyone trying to get their position sorted as Dennis Doucette is in the pits, so that is a strange one there. But Martin Varga leading Cyril Valette over 7/10 at the moment, as we've got an incident in the corners before Cedric Brian off into the barriers, as Martin Varga coming through to the final corner now. Leading this race from the get-go. Jack Wetke making a place up on Goncalves, but he's going to come in to serve his stop-and-go 30. Rhys Aindow with a drive-through as well. Interesting. Kieran Macy also in to serve his drive-through 2. Hunter Davis getting past Matt Townsend as well for P8. Davis certainly ahead, but look at this. Ethan Davies still on the back of of Callum Jones. Goes a little bit wide there into the kink, and Hunter nearly throws it up the inside. He does throw it up the inside. Contact there with Ethan Davies. Matt Townsend on the outside now. Dives up the inside into the chicane, makes contact with Hunter Davis and skips the chicane. He might lose a position as well to Emo Play and potentially Barry Hagen at one point. But some exciting racing going on at the front here. Jack Wetke still serving his stop go. He's completed that stop go. Luke Wilson with the fastest lap. He's still within reach off the front pack. Martin Varga leading by just over a second now, 1.2 seconds to Cyril Valette, who's made an incredible amount of positions on the start. He's made 2 positions, so started in P4. Martin Varga taking the fastest lap, but no Luke Wilson taking the fastest lap now. And Paul Sadlowski going for a move, sorry, Luke Wilson going for a move on Cyril Valette into the inside at turn 1. He's going to get that position back up into P2 for Luke Wilson. Kieran Macy on the back of Martin after serving his drive-through penalty. Finley O'Reilly sends up the inside of Romancic, makes contact there and gets past. Martin is spun on the straight for some reason. Number 12, Konrad Wasowicz, stopped in the corner at turn 4. Rhys still going with his penalty. Got Guilherme Goncalves, so Rhys leading the AM class at the moment. Paul Sadlowski right on the back of Cyril Valette just to displace him once again. Gabriel Schmidt and Don Kowalk having a little bit of a scrap as well. Toga Esports versus Toga Academy. Matt Townsend gets past Hunter Davis, but side by side into the next corner. Around the outside, Matt Townsend nearly. Hunter Davis having to go on the outside there and just cede the position there. Callum Jones with the fastest lap of the race at the moment, as Rhys does come into the pits. Maybe? Yes, does come into the pits. This time around. Robert Bjorkman and Callum Jones at it. Callum Jones already through Robert Bjorkman. Up into 5th, Callum Jones, so going well for him. Martin Varga leading by 1.7 seconds at the moment, so really good job from him in this early stage of the race. As we've got yellow flags for Martin in the first sector. Luke Wilson with the fastest lap that time around. Callum Jones trying to catch up to Sadlowski now. Finley O'Reilly going versus Taylor McKay. Josh Wood, Goncalves and Kudesov all fighting for position. Obviously, two separate classes here. Goncalves ahead of 2 silvers as an AM. Oh, big incident there for Doucette as well, it looks like. Keeping out of the way though. Sadlowski closing in on Valette at the moment. Callum Jones trying to catch up as well at this point as well. Luke Wilson catching on Martin Varga now. Oh, wide there for McKay, causing some issues for other drivers approaching him. Finley O'Reilly making up quite a few positions, started from the back, now up to P20. Davies, Townsend and Davis all in a line astern here for 7th, 8th and 9th. Looked like there was going to be a move from Townsend on Ethan Davies into turn 1 possibly there, but didn't go for it, probably setting himself up for another chance sometime later. Callum Jones is closing that gap rapidly to Paul Sadlowski now. Couple of tenths every single lap. All he needs to do. Matt a lot closer this time. This is the gap here. Cyril Sadlowski, Callum Jones. Closing into the back of Luke Wilson as well, trying to at least. And to keep up with Martin as well. Townsend gets past Ethan Davies. They go side by side. Ethan Davies not giving up this position easily for Townsend. He has the inside line for this next corner. Really good racing there from Ethan Davies. Ethan Davies still there, right on the back of Townsend, trying to put up a fight. Callum Jones right on the back of Sadlowski now. Can he go for a move very soon? Possibly. Martin coming up on some lap traffic as well now. Barry Hagen getting past Gabriel Schmidt for P12 overall, P3 in class. the easiest track to make some moves on here at Hungaroring, but these guys are definitely trying to make anything they can. Bit of a battle going on with Barry Hagen, who's lost a couple of positions here. Let's have a quick look at this. So it looked like he goes a bit wide and wide again, but loses a few positions there. So we see Callum Jones still right on the back of Paul Sadlowski here. Jones got a little bit of a gap now to Sadlowski in front. Closing on again this time. So just noticed Callum with the fastest lap of the race again, so he's taken that back from Luke Wilson as he is closing in on Sadlowski even further. Sadlowski doesn't take that chicane very well, and Callum Jones has a shot at it on the inside for this corner. Around the outside, ooh, nearly contact there, but all through. And Callum Jones up to P4 in this race. What an incredible move that was from Callum, and you know, pretty well aided from Sadlowski's issue there, going wide a bit and not getting the right corner. But Callum up position. He'll dart away now. He's going to go watch Gabriel Schmidt on the back of Rocco Coviello. P13, P12 overall, but P3 in class for Gabriel in the silver class. Sorry, P4, sorry. Forgot about Martin there and at the top. just realised 87 needs a penalty as well. Should have added that in the start, but unfortunately I think I missed that. Sadlowski's still on the back of Callum Jones though, so Callum Jones with a 1.5 second, 1.6 second gap to the next car ahead, gets interrupted by Cedric Brian in the back marker. But Villette also closing in on Luke Wilson here, Emo Play closing in on Hunter Davis. It's going to get pretty dark here very soon, 7:30 PM with still 51 minutes of this race to go, so plenty of time for it to get darker and darker and darker. Track temperature and ambient temperature at 20 degrees, optimum track, clear weather, so no rain in the race. This will be very, very interesting when it gets into the pit stop cycle for all of the drivers here tonight. Some lap traffic here. Another Ferrari nearly gets in the way of Gabriel Schmidt there. Definitely held him up just a bit. Nick Wilson closing in on Martin Varga for the lead a little bit here as well. Josh Wood and Goncalves at it. Goncalves currently leading the class. Back to Sadlowski. approaching the pit window very, very soon. We'll see what happens if people decide to pit early. Rocco Coviello here on Matt Picorni for P3 in silver class. Rocco in pro. Wilson caught right up to Martin Varga that time around though, and it's now within 0.3 of a second. Cyril not too far behind either way. Francesco in the chat, please, English only in the chat, thank you. Coviello's going to get past Matt Picorni here. And Gabriel Schmidt right on the back as well. So Schmidt looking up to pass Matt Picorni as well. Very, very soon, hopefully. Pit window open. Plenty of people already coming in from the track to serve their mandatory pit stops in this race. 15-minute pit window. Luke Wilson takes that curb very, very aggressively. See if Martin or Luke Wilson come into the pits this time around. Martin stays out, Luke stays out, Cyril stays out, Callum Jones stays out, Sadlowski stays out, Robert Bjorkman stays out, Townsend, what's he going to do? He's going to stay out. Ethan Davies stays out. Oh no, he comes in. Ethan Davies comes in. Hunter Davis comes in as well. Emo Plate stays out. Coviello stays out. Picorni stays out. So does Schmidt. Whoa! Big collision there between Goncalves and Cedric Rian. 226. Matt Picorni is going to come in straight into the pits as well there. Aiden Sweet stays out. Kieran Macy, what's he going to do? He's going to come into the pits, I feel. Reece Aindow doing well after his drive-through earlier in the race. McKay comes in his Williams Colapinto livery. Reinhardt stays out. Bart Decor stays out. Cedric Brian all over the shop here. But Martinez and Romanchik staying out as well. What's Kevin Pakiri going to do? He's going to stay out. Jack Wetke is going to stay out. Barry Hagen down in 28th. He's done his pit stop already. So here we go. Martin Varga. Will he take the pits this time around? He's going to stay out. Luke Wilson's staying out. Cyril's staying out. Callum Jones comes into the pits from 4th place. Paul Sadlowski stays out. Robert Bjorkman stays out. Townsend stays out. Wilson really hustling on Martin Varga now for overall honours at the moment. Callum Jones stopped in the pits and gets going. Out back on track. Comes out in quite a lot of clean air as well though, so this could help Callum Jones for this period of time. As the light starts fading a little bit more. Top 3 stays out. Beautiful sky there. Sadlowski and Townsend coming to the pits though. So it's going to be where does Callum Jones come out in relation to... Sorry, where does Paul Sadlowski come out in relation to Callum Jones, who's coming through the second sector at the moment. Will come into the third sector in just any second now. And coming through the third sector now is Callum Jones. Going to be pivotal for Callum Jones. Sadlowski now moving, I think. He's coming out of the pits. There he is, just ahead of him. There is Sadlowski just ahead of Callum Jones. Luke Wilson staying out still. 8.5 minutes left off the pit window to go. Obviously Martin Varga with that 10-second penalty as well. He'll have to serve that during the pit stop. He'll stay stationary for 40 seconds instead of 30. Matt Picconi comes in. Gabriel Schmidt stays out, sorry. Bjorkman's in. Still a couple of people to pit. 7 minutes off the pit window to go. Luke Wilson comes in. Very late call from him as Cyril also comes in. So Martin Varga leading out front now on his own. Callum Jones closing that gap to Sadlowski that he had out the pit. So the gap was about 2 seconds when they came out the pits. It's now down to 1.3. So Callum Jones with a little bit more pace at the moment. Luke Wilson and Cyril Villette still in the pits. Luke Wilson moving, Villette moving. This is very tight on exit, so Cyril's definitely closing a bit of a gap in the pit stops. Hagen and Kudesov back at it again. A race later, they had a lot of battles at Paul Ricard before, and a bit of tap there. Stop and go for Martinez in P39. Callum Jones now 0.8 behind Sadlowski. Martin Varga in the pits now. Looks like the only people now to pit is the top 5. Top 3 are in, so Goncalves and Hayden Sweet still to pit. They pit now. Martin Varga, is he moving? Luke Wilson comes out, obviously ahead. Martin Varga only just moving, so Sadlowski and Callum Jones will get past. As we can see, Martin Varga just come out behind Robert Bjorkman there even. But gap from Luke to Cyril, barely a second. Gap from Cyril to Sadlowski, 3.5 seconds. So they have pulled a little bit of gap in their pit stops, but hopefully time will tell, and hopefully Sadlowski and Callum can improve further. Got some traffic in front of them off Taylor McKay. Taylor McKay lets them go. Really, really close here between Sadlowski and Callum Jones. Put you on. They are closing the gap up to Cyril Villette and Luke Wilson up ahead. Bit wide there for Sadlowski. Pit window now closed. Pit stops completed. Drive through for Ethan Davies in P9. This is going to drop him down the field where he is currently P2 in class, P9 overall. Going to have to think about track limits at this point. The guys who might be pushing a little bit too much at this point and getting these track limit penalties and subsequent drive-throughs, it's not going to be good for them, especially for Ethan Davies, who is in contention for the championship in silver. This is going to really hurt his chances for that heading into the latter half of the championship. Matt Townsend right on the back of Martin Varga as well for P6 and P7. That car up ahead. Jack Wertke getting in the way. This isn't going to help. Callum Jones slides up the inside. A little bit of time loss there. Ethan Davies is still not pitted to serve that drive-through penalty yet. Expect to see Ethan Davies come into the pits this time around. He's coming through the final corners now, so we'll expect to see him in the pits this time around. And he comes in to serve his drive-through now. So Callum Jones within half a second of Sadlowski here. Ethan now back out on track just behind Gabriel Schmidt, so only lost one position in class for that, but that will hurt his endeavours to go further. Nearly side by side there from Callum Jones and Paul Sadlowski, but side by side down the straight. Who's got more ponies in there under their hood? Is it Callum? Callum's going to have the inside for the turn one, and he'll just have to make sure that he can get it clean and done. And still side by side. Next corner is going to benefit Sadlowski being on the left hand side on the inside for turn 3. Still side by side, nearly contact there. This is going to be Callum's corner here though. Nearly moments away from disaster there, but Callum Jones still just behind Sadlowski. Sadlowski goes a little bit wide there. Sadlowski feeling the heat. A little bit of a bump there from Callum Jones into the back of Sadlowski. No benefit there to Callum though. But Callum really trying to push him on and get past Sadlowski at this moment in the race. Sadlowski with the fastest lap of the race now as well, I've just noticed. So these two trading fastest laps after each other. Donkerwald just a 10th behind Barry Hagen, with Hayden Sweet just behind as well. So this could be an incredible battle, for three-way battle for the esports team here tonight from Toga. Bit deep there for Callum. Just letting Cyril and Luke Wilson get away a bit further. Clocking up at 8 PM in-game time now with 21 minutes to go. This has gone really quickly, this race, I must say. Reece Aindow in P2 in class, even after his drive-through earlier on. Decent amount of gap between him and Jack Wetke, who currently leads the championship, took pole, but had that set up and go to serve from a previous incident in a different race. Looks like we've lost Mikhail Romancic from this race as well, so one of the championship hopefuls out of the contention, it seems. Lap traffic, Cedric Brian getting in the way of Callum Jones there. Telly Seek in the chat saying Romancic still racing. I've just said Romancic not in the race anymore. It looks like he has had a disconnect or something like that. If you haven't already, please do remember to like, subscribe. Keep watching, share this stream over to your friends, family, your mother, your brother, all of that. And yeah, that would be great. So it would be awesome to see you guys in racing if you wish to join. But we're here tonight with a really exciting race. So do remember to give us a like and a subscribe if you haven't already. That will be absolutely awesome to get. And we hope you're enjoying the racing we've got on tonight. Really exciting stuff, to be fair. It's getting pretty dark now as well, so temperatures come down to 19 degrees, so it's dropped to centigrade in this time, which is expected, but still beneficial for the tyres to keep alive and keep going in this race. $16 minutes to go. Hayden is on Barry's arse. Ooh, yeah, let's have a look at that. Let's go Hayden, sniffing that ass. See what Hayden can do in his final 15 minutes of the race. Oh, Hayden going for a move on the inside. Oh, contact between Hayden and Barry. Wow. I think Hayden misjudged his braking there maybe just a bit. But a little bit of damage for both of them, and no position gained though, but time lost. He's got Stein on his rear as well as Hayden. Didn't really work out for him in that second. Trying to catch back up to Barry Hagen now. Hopefully no love lost between these two. Maybe a few words were said by both of them, but hard racing sometimes does end up in collisions. And as long as they can continue and keep racing, I think that's going to be the most important thing for a lot of these guys tonight. Hayden really trying to take as much advantage as he can out of this circuit, every single corner. Catching back up to Barry subsequently. Really getting dark now, fully in the dark night hours, as we've got an issue. Looks like we had someone disconnect possibly. Callum Jones right on the back of Sadlowski though. Really trying to do everything he can in his final 11 minutes of the race to get back up onto the podium. little bit of time there, but still trying to get on it. Hayden Sweet still on the back of Barry Hagen again. Closing back in right now is Callum Jones, but it's ebbing and flowing every single time, every single corner, every single lap. One time it goes to Callum, one time it goes to Paul. Sparks flying from the back of Paul Sadlowski's car there, coming out of the chicane. Less than 8 minutes to go now. Just a few more laps for this race. Currently leading Luke Wilson by 7 tenths over Cyril Valette, Paul Sadlowski, Callum Jones, Robert Bjorkman, Townsend, Plate, Hunter Davis, Coviello and Donkowalk in the pro category. Martin Varga, P6 overall. In silver, Gabriel Schmidt, Ethan Davies just behind, Matt Picorni, Josh Wood, Barry Hagen, Hayden Sweet right on the back of Barry Hagen, Kieran Macy, Kudesov, Finley O'Reilly, Conrad Gwasowicz, Leandro Reinho, Martinez and Doucette in last, and then Goncalves leading the AM class. Reese second, Jack Wetke, Bart DeCoa, Taylor McKay, Kevin Pikiri, Cedric Brian and finally Milan Muddon. As we head into the final few minutes of the race, keep an eye on the battle between Hayden Sweet and Barry Hagen. Matt Picorni gets past Rocco Coviello. Not for class position, but for overall position. So Matt Picorni up into 12, side by side again. But Matt Picorni safely through on the Ferrari of Rocco Coviello. Back on Hayden and Barry's battle. gaps, some tight battles forming in these final 5 minutes of the race. Up and down the top 20 at the moment. Hayden still going for it. Even after 70 odd minutes of this race completed, he's still right on the back off the end of Barry Hagen's Bentley here tonight. Three and a half minutes to go. Really good drive here from Hayden tonight. After being involved and pretty much P-last. With Stein getting a drive-through in the final few minutes of the race, he's come into pit and to serve that drive-through. So he's going to lose multiple positions now. Reese closing in on Finley O'Reilly. Reese make this work? Not that time. He's going to try and go for the switchback this time around. Tola McKay with a drive-through as well in the AM class. Reese on the inside. Ooh, nearly space for him there, but Finley O'Reilly cut him off. Sparks flying up in the air from Hungaroring from the back of the Bentley. Got lap traffic up ahead of Cedric Brian in the BMW. Reese goes really wide there. Cedric goes off track while driving. That could have been an absolute disaster for both Finley and for Reese. Ethan Davies closing in on his teammate Gabriel Schmidt. Coviello on the back of Picorni still. Just a couple of more laps to go. I believe it's going to be 2 more to go after the leader crosses the line. It wasn't Rocco Coviello successfully getting past Matt Picorni, but Matt Picorni going for the switchback. He gets past again. Epic move there from them. Reese Aindow still pressuring on Finley O'Reilly. So leader on the final lap now. Reese with a great effort here. And looks like Finley's lights are off. But Reese Aindow gets past. And through with Luke Wilson on the outside there. For the lead of the race. Lets him go. So Reese will have to do one more lap with this as well. So final lap for Reese here. Cyril Villette also lining up a move just behind. Hayden Sweet still piling the pressure onto Barry Hagen as well. Barry did say that he was struggling with the car here this weekend, and he's had a little bit of limited time to practice. So has Hayden. He did a 12 hours of Spa race yesterday in an Aston Martin, so switching from Aston Martin to BMW this time around. As Callum Jones has got past Cyril Valette, Paul Sadlowski as well, so Cyril dropping. What's happened to Cyril? Let's have a quick look at our replay. Gets past Reese. Oh, Reese with a tap from Reese. Sadlowski and Callum Jones get past Cyril in the final moments of the race. Reese is not going to be happy with that one, but Luke Wilson takes a checkered. Paul Sadlowski and Callum Jones, half a second between them both. Cyril comes across the line at the end of that. Robert Bjorkman P5. Martin Varga taking the win in silver. Townsend will take checkered as well in P7, P6 class. MO plate next up. Reese takes the win, takes the P2 in class there as well. But MO plate coming across the line now to take 8th place overall. Hunter Davis will now take the line. Take the checkered. Next up, we've got Bart Decoa in the AM class. Coming across. 4th place in class, not too shabby from him. Gabriel Schmidt, though, just 3 tenths ahead of Ethan Davies. This is going to be an interesting fight to the line. Toga Academy Esports coming across the line in formation there, though. Rocco Coviello and Matt McCourney having a final bout on the last lap. Matt McCourney getting past. Jordan Carves takes the win in AM. Congratulations to him, just followed by Kieran Macy. Kudesov in the silver class coming through. And then finally Kevin Pikiri coming through and taking the checkered flag for the final time that time around. Congratulations to everyone. What a race. That was really interesting. Well, what a race. Now, I will do a couple of interviews in the meantime, so if there is anyone here who would like to interview, please feel free to join the waiting room. Just making sure I got the replays. Yeah. And remember to put up the Discord this time. So we're going to have in, who we're going to have in, I'm not too sure. Just getting my screen sorted. We're going to get Martin Varga. Martin Varga. Hello.
Hello.
Wow. Paul?
I was as shocked as you were.
I mean, I think obviously the weather conditions helped massively with the easing of the rain in the middle section and then coming back on in the end. So that helped you get pole. Obviously, you had that 10-second penalty which you served during the pit stops.
Yeah.
So how was that?
I mean, at one point I thought I could get top 5. I tried to stay out as long as possible to get a good overcut.
Yeah.
And in the end it worked because I came out ahead of Townsend and just behind Bjorkman. So Yeah, and then besides one moment where Townsend was side by side with me, I didn't get caught that much by him. But I unfortunately couldn't catch Bjorkman either.
Fair enough. Well, a winning class and a really good result for you, so congratulations.
Thank you.
We're going to now talk to Jacques Wetke. Jack Wetke, hello.
Hello there.
Well, P3 in class after a stop and go penalty. That's pretty well going, isn't it?
I mean, I think so. I'm really happy with it at least.
Yeah. I mean, you were already leading the championship as is, so this probably, exemplifies that a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, Reese caught up a bit, so with his P2, but that's nice. Nice time to fight is always fun.
Yeah. And how about qualifying? That was so close between you and Reese at the end. Just hundreds between you in qualifying.
I mean, Reese is always good in the wet, so I kind of thought he would beat me. So I'm happy I was able to beat him, even though I had a stop go 30 coming.
Yeah. I think it gives you that extra 5 points, which I think could be really important in the championship fight for you.
Yeah.
So I'm sure at this point, I think you're. I don't think there's really anyone who could really change that you're going to be the championship leader or winner, but I think it could be pretty interesting if it gets down to the nitty gritty at the end of the season. But yeah, thank you for coming today. Well done.
Yep. Thank you for hosting amazing race as always.
Thank you. Next up, we're going to get Paul Sadlowski. Paul Sadlowski, hello.
Good evening, good evening.
So P2 on the road after a late race incident between Rhys Aindow and Cyril Valette. So P2, how does that feel? Obviously, not enough pace to keep up with Luke Wilson, but it seems like you had a very good. I mean, most of the stream was you and Callum battling each other the whole time. So how was that?
After this day, it's almost too much, P2, right? Because I really had a use day. I couldn't use my wheel because my shifter broke.
Oh, well.
So I used my big round one, which doesn't feel at all like, a Formula GT wheel.
Yeah.
So after that, I need to look into the accident. I don't know what happened. But I'll take P2 and I'll take the fight I had with Callum any day, any time.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'm racing for. That was brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you're also in a very good position for the championship fight. I don't know if you're in for. Yeah, I mean, you could win the championship if a miraculous thing happens to Luke or anyone else. But I think you could definitely be sort of the dark horse in this.
Let's say a lot could happen, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not racing for overall wins or stuff like that. I race for the reason that happened today, which is an insanely close fight that we also had last week.
Yeah.
I usually don't like Paul Ricard, but it somehow managed to deliver quite a close race.
Yeah.
So what happens, right? But even if I, crash in the last race, happens.
Yeah. It could happen. Anything could happen to you. Anything could happen to Callum or Luke or anyone really. So it's all gloves off. Gloves off for the end of the championship. Yeah.
We'll see where we end up.
See where we end up. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for chatting to me tonight, and
No
well
problem.
done, mate.
Thank you for the stream as always, and have a
you
good
very
one.
much. Going to talk to Callum Jones now. Callum Jones, P3 in the end of the race. Well, not the best qualifying, obviously, as we saw. The pros really did not have the greatest qualifying, and but that's the fun of racing, is that you don't expect how the weather's going to be, and it could clear up and then chuck it down the next minute. So anything can happen, and but I think you made up positions from from where you started. So just describe to me how that went, and obviously you had a great battle with Paul Sadlowski for pretty much most of the race.
Yeah, that was a fun battle. Qualifying was difficult. I was 7/10 up on a lap, which would have got me pole, but the rain came down on that lap, unfortunately.
A bit more, yeah.
Yeah, that took away that chance. And yeah, the race I was head down, just wanted to get through. I had a bit of an incident with Robert on lap 2. Yeah, misjudged where he was braking. Obviously broke where I expected to brake, and a little bit of a hit. Obviously, let him run and have the position.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, and then waited, basically just chased down and waited for mistakes to happen, and just slid through when I could. And yeah, caught Paul up, overtook him in the first stint. My pit stop was bad. Car didn't want to turn on.
Did you make sure you were under the limit this time? I think
I was under the limit. Yes. The problem this time was when I dropped the car, the ignition wasn't on, so I pressed start and it didn't go. So my undercut didn't work. Yeah. So yeah, that's how Paul got back ahead of me, and then just chasing him down, basically seeing if we could catch the leaders. And when we caught a bit of traffic going into last corner, thought, okay, we'll have a look and have a go, and we went side by side for the first 3 corners, which are pretty epic. But ultimately he kept the position, and it was a hard race. I knew I had to, after the qualifying, I had to get as much as I could out of it, and obviously with Villette's unfortunate incident, got up to P3. So if it stays like that, I'll be happy. We'll see what happens. And yeah.
I mean, that's the thing I just said to Paul. I don't know if you were listening, but anything could happen now. It's gloves off till the end of the championship. There's quite a few people in it to win it, and for the championship. So anything could happen. Luke could have an absolute catastrophe in the final round and lose the race and lose the championship there and then. But it could all go down to that. So. We'll see. It's obviously it's a long-ish championship, but we're going through it pretty quickly, aren't we?
Yes, indeed. And yeah, looking forward to the next 3 races. Honestly, it's 3 good tracks for me, so hopefully can make a charge at the championship.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously ending up at Monza, your favourite.
Yeah. Hopefully don't put too much pressure on it, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, well, great talking to you. I'm sure I'll chat to you in a little bit.
Indeed.
Congratulations on P3. I guess.
Thank you,
not
Charlie.
really what you expected, but you take what you get.
I'll take the P3. Yeah, 100%.
See you next week.
See you next week.
And next up, we're going to talk to Gabriel Schmidt. Gabriel Schmidt, who finished P2 in class, in the silver class, P10 overall. How was that for you, Gabriel?
I mean, it's good for me, but I'm probably gonna get a penalty because I had some issues at the start of the race.
Oh, do elaborate, please.
I expected people to brake a bit later, so I had some slightly contacts, but they were not big for me, but probably big for them. So I just hope it's not that big, and yeah.
So you could lose second, but you could still end up third, potentially, is what you're saying, really?
Yeah, if I'm lucky.
Okay. Well, we'll definitely see how that goes. Well, congratulations on P2 provisionally. A really good race from you from start to finish, obviously. I can't remember where you qualified. You qualified P15, so you made up 5 positions over that race. So really good effort from you. Well done.
Thank you.
See you next week.
See you.
And then we're finally going to speak to Barry Hagen. Barry Hagen, I expect, has some words to say.
Well, I can't say the words I want to say.
Yeah, I thought so.
I'm not very happy.
I can tell. I
think there was 5 or 6 different cars five or 6 different cars did hit me, and a couple more did try and kill me.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I saw a hit with you and Kudesov again.
I don't really know what that was. He just sideswiped me whenever I went for the switchback. I don't really know what that was about, but it is what it is. I took the place off him, so. But no. Gonna say Well, good luck, Martin and Ethan, fighting for silver. I'm not getting it now after that.
Well, you never know.
No, there's not a hope. I finished so far back.
We'll see.
I had a pro driver dive bomb me into the third last corner, and then one of the academy cars hit me twice. This is all in the space of a lap, mind you.
Gee.
So I think I picked up 8 or 9 seconds of damage in the first stint, and my tires were really badly scrubbed and grained because of all the contact and sliding. And then came out of the pit lane, and just hadn't the pace. And then obviously, I don't know if you caught it, but Hayden tried to dive bomb me from 5 postcodes back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've already had words with him about that.
Oh, I bet they went along the lines of something like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what
I can imagine.
You know. So didn't really enjoy that. That wasn't fun. Qualifying was fun.
Qualifying was fun.
Race.
Yes, yeah, that seemed really cool.
Race, not so much. I'm just this is not aimed at anyone in particular, but a few people who know, please brush up your driving standards for Christ.
Yeah, I think it
that was
might need academy speaking to potentially, but we'll see.
Maybe we'll see.
But yeah, thank you for chatting to me, and I'll see you in a few minutes.
Yep, see you in a bit.
So with that, we are done with today's race at Hungaroring. Thank you all for joining us tonight. And we will see you again next week, same time, 7 PM, for round 6, which will be Watkins Glen. Thank you all, and see you then.